Thin client endpoint devices and Citrix HDX virtual desktop technology can be a very powerful combination. But the reality is, the current generation of HDX-capable thin client devices remains too expensive, too complex to deploy and maintain, and typically fails to deliver 100% of the rich experience that customers expect. In this program, virtual desktop experts from Gartner and EndComputing look at the typical challenges you'll face in enterprise virtual desktop deployments and the key issues impacting thin client adoption. You'll also find out about the next generation Citrix HDX System-on-Chip initiative and how EndComputing developed its new N-Series line of thin clients to fulfill the initiative's promise of high-definition virtual apps and desktops at an unprecedented low cost.
We have seen over the past several years that VDI, in terms of acceptability, has come with great fanfare and excitement among the clients that we speak to. They speak around the value of security and compliance, manageability, better operations. Despite those good attributes, however, what we have really seen is that many of the VDI projects have been stalled or have been delayed, in large part predominantly because of the capital cost investment required to do this in technology. In particular, infrastructure elements such as the amount of server infrastructure build-out required, the amount of new storage requirements, the reprovisioning of devices, licensing costs, and other infrastructure elements that affect the data center, such as power, cooling, racks, cabinets, they all add up. And when you do that cost comparison of what VDI costs are compared to PCs, for most customers, they're too prohibitive for most to deploy. So we have seen over the past 8 to 10 years or so a reinvigorated client base interested in thin client hardware as their primary endpoint. And it's with good reason. Increased issues associated with security, manageability, the cost of operations, things like power and manageability continue to be a major issue for most customers deploying traditional PCs. As they look at their endpoint devices, alternatives are very real and very viable. That without compromise, end users with thin client hardware, in essence, get the same experience as they always have had with traditional PC computing technology. We have seen for many customers, however, that as they deploy thin clients, there remains to be a handful of issues that still are plaguing many organizations. In particular, the issue of mobility tends to be a major sticking point. Thin clients, by definition, are an online-only type of device. You have to be connected to the network in order to do what you need to do. With traditional PCs in the form of a notebook, you have the ability to take that device on the road and use it in a disconnected state. We have also seen for some customers that the issue of end-user expectations may not be completely realized. For example, we find customers in engineering firms, folks who do geothermal analysis, heavy compute workloads within Wall Street financial firms. Workloads that really do require dedicated processing or graphics capability at the endpoint tend to be solutions that are still best served with traditional PCs. Broader adoption of thin clients, despite their value in areas of security and manageability, has been prevented predominantly because of a few basic reasons. The issue of mobility is probably top, right? We speak to customers who believe that a notebook still is a better functional device for use cases when they are in a disconnected state. We have also heard from customers describe the issue around the price points. For many clients, they realize that PCs are fairly inexpensive and that by cost comparisons, traditional thin clients aren't all that much less money in terms of the amount of spend. We have also heard for some customers that for whatever reason, dealing with traditional PCs is an element or a piece of their infrastructure that they are very knowledgeable about, very well understood, and they wish to continue using PCs mostly because of that's what they've always done, not because it's necessarily any better than the alternatives in the market. One of the most intriguing innovations we have seen in the thin client space is the inclusion of what is known as system-on-a-chip technology within the hardware. This approach of including embedded software at a lower level within the hardware provides three significant benefits. Not only is it more secure, the first benefit, because the system is more closed-ended, meaning it's more of an appliance feel to it, harder to break into. But the really interesting and more proactive and almost pragmatic value statements are the ones associated with cost and performance. Because system-on-a-chip technology is much lower in terms of a price point, it really helps drive some of the CapEx issues that many clients are facing. We also believe that by including key components of the protocol within the system-on-a-chip layer, you in essence get much better performance than you would otherwise. And so it's almost like getting ideal scenarios in place where you get more for less, more technology, better security at a much lower price point. Everybody wins because of system-on-a-chip technology. We find the interest and the excitement and the applicability of alternative devices like we see with the system-on-a-chip thin clients, as generally all thin clients for the most part, being applicable to virtually all markets. We find adoption within healthcare, within finance, within education, nonprofits, the public sector, parts of the government, you name it. In essence, any organization that has users who use traditional PC computing environments that have ideal network situations in place where they're always connected really are good targets for this kind of technology today.
We recognize that Citrix is the market leader in enterprise-class virtual desktop technology. They have 100 million XenApp users that are all trying to evolve to the virtual desktop model to take advantage of the wonderful benefits that VDI offers. And it's just across multiple industry segments like public sector, manufacturing, education, healthcare, any of those areas where security and manageability and supportability when you go into an enterprise class deployment, when you're talking tens of thousands of units, really matter. So what we've seen is that marketplace knows the benefits, trying to take advantage of them, but encountering certain barriers that we know that we can alleviate with the solutions that we've developed for that specific market. Citrix recognizes that when their customers are trying to evolve to a virtual desktop model and take advantages of things that VDI offers, including things like HDX with a rich experience, that you encounter certain challenges. And one of those challenges tends to be the cost and complexity of the endpoint device needed to run and get that experience. PCs are a way to go, yes, but they are costly and complex. The market has tried to respond with thin client technology, but those have tended to stay still too costly by comparison, and at the end of the day, don't meet the performance spec. So to create a really specialized solution and to drive the innovation, Mark Templeton laid down a challenge in Barcelona last year and reached out to vendors who have expertise in SoC technology as well as thin client device design to build a purpose-built device to meet this spec to lower the cost, get the performance, and at the end of the day, enable people to take advantage of the advantages that VDI can offer for their organizations. End Computing has several years of experience and success delivering simple, powerful, and affordable solutions for the virtual desktop marketplace. We've got over 4 million virtual seats of our technologies out there. We have over 50,000 customers worldwide spanning about 140 countries. In terms of system-on-chip technology, we've got well over 1 million units that take advantage of that type of technology. When you look at the Citrix marketplace and turning our attention there, we're going to repeat our same formula that's made us successful to this point by delivering the right combination of specialized silicon, the device form factors that you need in an enterprise class delivery, as well as the software to make it really easy to manage and to support long term, especially when you're talking about deploying not hundreds but several thousands or tens of thousands of units. Purpose-built to meet the challenges of the Citrix HDX Ready SoC initiative, our N-Series device line is really a simplified set of offerings that are meant to meet the basic needs of task workers while also satisfying the more demanding needs of the knowledge worker. When you look at the device line, there's really two models to choose from, and both of them take full advantage of our system-on-chip technology. The N400 meant to meet the basic needs of task workers, where HD media is maybe only an occasional part of their day. When you look at the line and you look at the N500, which is our flagship offering, it's meant to meet the more demanding needs of the knowledge worker, where full, rich HD media is a critical part of what they do. We take this and we further extend it with options for Wi-Fi as well as dual display. I should also add that the N500 features client-side rendering, which is a great benefit because when you're delivering that rich HD media, you want to offload the workload from the server with taking full advantage of the horsepower we built into that system-on-chip technology to deliver that rich, full HDX experience. To ensure our customer success with the N-Series, beyond the device itself, we also offer vSpace Management Center, which is our centralized management facility that provides powerful functionality to ease initial deployment as well as ongoing management. And it's built to scale. vSpace Management Center will scale up to tens of thousands of users, which is so important in the enterprise. Rounding out the N-Series offerings is a set of premium support options designed to ensure success not only with the device again, but also with the overall Citrix deployment for our customers. Beyond breakthrough price performance, the N-Series delivers a new standard in an enterprise-ready thin client offering for Citrix environments. When you look at our products, they're built for security, with SSL in the silicon itself for the highest performance and throughput. The N-Series offers an out-of-the-box support for Citrix Access Gateway, as well as Citrix Secure Gateway and NetScaler. And we also feature certificate management built right into the management tools themselves. Which leads us to the second point. We are built for manageability in the enterprise. We have an embedded management agent within the firmware itself in our SoC. We have management with scalability to up to 10,000 devices per instance. And we're also built for plug-and-play operation right out of the box. When you think about where these devices are deployed, many times IT staff is centralized, but the workers who are going to use these devices are located in regional offices, branch offices, or in some remote location. Being able to drop ship these units out to where the user is and have them set them up effortlessly and start taking advantage of the functionality that these provide is absolutely critical. The third important point to consider here is that the N-Series is really built for quality and supportability. It features N-Computing's own NUMO 3 third-generation system-on-chip. The entire technology stack is self-sourced within N-Computing. The only other partner involved is really Citrix that provides a Citrix receiver. And even that we deliver already preloaded in firmware, which can easily be updated over time using our vSpace Management Center software. And also, as I mentioned earlier, we wrap all of this up inside options for enterprise-class premium support to ensure that our customers get maximum return on investment off of this solution. So, when you add it all up at the end of the day, to meet the spec that was handed down and the challenge that Mark Templeton put forth in Barcelona last year, the N-Series delivers the price point that would get customers to look at an alternative to PCs, as well as meeting the performance specifications that go beyond what the capabilities of the current genre of thin clients were able to provide. People get a great combination. It's the full and rich experience of Citrix HDX combined with the N-Series and the support from N-Computing as a leader in the thin client marketplace and a specialist in system-on-chip technology.